Hello, this is David D. Hilster. I'm a critical thinker, science dissident, and I'm here to tell you the truth about science. Something your university professor won't tell you, the mass media won't tell you, and certainly science evangelists won't tell you. Today, I'm going to talk about genius. Of course, with the series ending about Einstein, they didn't even name it Einstein. You notice that they named it genius. What is it about genius that's so fascinating to us? Why do we seem to need that idea of having a genius or geniuses in the human race? Because it seems to be a necessity of ours, even though that necessity of thinking and imagining and worshiping geniuses gets in the way in the progress, especially of science. We still for some reason need it emotionally. So why do we need it? Really, it comes down to a number of things emotionally. Life is really messy and complicated. Most of us don't go through life achieving a great thing. You know, we didn't paint the most amazing painting. We didn't write an amazing symphony or a play or a book. We didn't act in a movie that was won an Oscar. We didn't win an Olympic medal. There's all kinds of things. We didn't do something that we consider to be at genius level. And we seem to, because we can't do it ourselves, because life is messy, it throws us all kinds of stuff. We seem to look for these superhumans, those people who play sports better than everyone, those great actors or actresses, a great artist, a great musician. We seem to want to find them and cling to them and call them geniuses and marvel and watch them on TV. We'll even listen to them talk about other things that they have no skills at. We'll listen to a great actor talk about politics who doesn't know about that stuff, as if they are something amazing. In fact, if you look at Jack Rosenberg, the man I interviewed, who was a friend of Einstein's, he worshipped Einstein. And not only that, whatever Einstein said to Jack as to, oh, the best musician's Mozart. And then it's almost like the club of geniuses. They all have to, if Einstein's a genius and he says Mozart's a genius, then Mozart's a genius. And if Einstein says Groucho Marx is the best comedian, he's a genius comedian. So that is really good proof about how people put them up. And this genius series that we've had, that's not even called Einstein, has just glorified and puts this man into worship. Oh yeah, we show his frailties, but that's the great thing. That's what genius does. Genius has all these messy things, divorces and not giving his wife credit and having people not believe him. But that genius comes through. That imagination occurred to, and you too can make wonderful things happen in your life. That's what it's sort of all about. Child prodigies are another way we look at sort of geniuses. Oh, these are the up-and-coming geniuses. We see that at least twice a year, maybe more than that, where we see the child, they have an IQ higher than the genius Einstein, which is 160, which is, so what? I'm not sure how they got Einstein's IQ. They back engineered it. I don't know, reverse engineered it. But it's not the case that children who have an IQ of 160 at the age of 12 and who have graduated from college and are in astrophysics in MIT, they don't grow up to be, when they're 23 or 24, with an IQ of 300 or 350. There's a limit. All that happens with prodigies is they get there faster. That's all. You know, they talk faster, they understand things faster. That's all they are. They're not super brains. They don't end up with these giant brains. And of course, we even hold on to Einstein's brain, thinking there's something special there. Yeah, there are people that are creative and they have certain types of minds. Maybe they're autistic. Maybe they have some quirky thing, but it leaves them to be something that is very good in one area. They can, add numbers up and multiply numbers. They can see things that we can't see. These people who have a very specialized area, well, regardless, it comes down to our need to have humans that we can point to that say, we have these great humans. We have these great humans. But there's a real problem with that. In fact, what happens is that when we do that, we put up Einstein as a genius. He can't be wrong anymore. We can't have another thing come out that, oh, he's wrong, but no, there's a rule now, Einstein started it, that Newton is wrong because when you look at relativity, it changes the way physics works as you get closer to the speed of light. So that's the way the next one has to work. If it's wrong, throw it out. But the problem is every time we see something and say it's wrong, and Einstein, we say Einstein's wrong, we criticize Gandhi, we criticize Jesus Christ and say these are bad people. I'm not saying those are bad people, but that's what it's like. Then, of course, a week later, we find out, oh, we were errant. He was not wrong. So that holds back science. The moment we stopped worshiping Einstein and Stephen Hawking and people like go to big arenas and listen to Neil deGrasse, who says Einstein, can never be wrong. We find these people aren't great thinkers. These people are people who are scientists who did things. Einstein had an idea, doesn't work. His ideas and his theories. We pretend it does because we've invested so much. This genius, we have to have this genius. And so when we have people that have these super brains supposedly, and we think that they can do things that we mere mortals can't do, then we tend to put ourselves and say, well, this person can't find he's wrong, or this person can't say he's wrong. That can't happen. And I always think to myself, one thing is, where is science today, in my opinion? Because we hold on to these geniuses, and because we do that, we cannot make science go forward because of it. I always thought, what if aliens came to came to Earth and said, okay, who's the great scientist? And we show them Einstein. The first thing he would say is this relativity. They have to look at it. They probably wouldn't have it. Relativity they'll find out, is a silly observational thought experiment that has nothing to do with reality. It's, I see this, you see this, light has to be the same speed, and everything must change because of that. You get close to the speed of light changes. Oh, gravity bends light. Oh, they're going to ask us from another planet. Oh, so what's your model? What's the physicality model you have for gravity? We don't have any. We have math that describes bodies that go through them, but we have no idea what it is. Well, how about light? Because it's a particle duality, and we really don't have that either. Well, at least magnetic fields, nope. So they're going to look at us as, no wonder you don't have flying cars. No wonder you're not advanced civilization, because you're stuck in making stuff up with what? Oh, here's our particle accelerator. This is where we're finding all the stuff. Did you find the Higgs boson? No, because it doesn't exist. Aliens are going to tell them, oh, guess what? You guys are thinking that you're going to find secrets of the universe because you have a big hammer? That's what you're going to do? You spend how much money on this? And it's just a hammer, and you can't really even see what's going on. You can only see the trails of it, and you make these kind of things up and give them all kinds of weird properties. There's nothing physical about it. No wonder you don't control gravity. No wonder you don't have no chance of faster light communication or faster light travel, because you don't have a model for it. So the problem, again, is that when you have a series like Genius, and when you have this idea, we humans have this necessity to have genius, it's because we want a mom and a dad. Life is a mess. We want to think someone has it under control. Some superhuman brain understands the universe, like Einstein. Some superhuman athlete can play basketball like no one has before, or play golf like no one has ever done. Or we have Mozart, who just sits there and writes music, and it just flows from him. Super brain. Why? Again, our lives are messy. We want to think that these are the pinnacles of what human beings can be. And it's exactly those pinnacles and the idea and the worship that makes science and anything else not go forward. especially science. Folks, we are just all humans, and we try to do our best. This idea of superhumans, we got to get out of our mind. We have to stop naming series genius and start naming them, oh, a science whose idea of relativity really doesn't work. That's not as exciting because it's the fantasy. But I hope it gives you some idea of, I've thought a lot about why we need genius, and I hope you've gotten some good ideas of your own why you think we hold on to that idea. But again, genius doesn't exist. It's an illusion, it's a fantasy, holds us back. So remember, for now, don't take what anyone says on faith. Stay critical, stay thinking. I'm Dave D. Hilster, your science therapist. Ciao for now.